All right, staying on the roads, the ongoing partnership between the South African National Taxi Council and the National Liquor Traders Association is now hoping to reduce the festive season carnage. It's targeting long-distance taxis that will be leaving Gauteng for various destinations. Lucky Ntimane is the convener of the National Liquor Traders Association, and he joins me now live in studio. Lucky, thank you very much for your time. That time of the year has come, and of course, a lot of people are driving long distance. But first of all, give me a practical example of how your, assistance with Santaco is going to unfold.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So what we have is a tripartite alliance between ourselves as National Liquor Traders and Distel, who are funding this initiative, as well as Santaco. So what we're doing in these taxi ranks that feed off into the national destination is that we do checklists where the drivers are being asked, to answer certain questions as it relates to the health and awareness of their cars. So we use what we call Hlokomela champions that are based in these taxi ranks who do this checklist and ensure that if a car doesn't meet the minimum standards as set out in those checklists, then that vehicle is not allowed to leave the taxi rank. So we launched this campaign last week with the president of Santaco, Mr. Abner Tsebe, also joining in the festivities, where we then encourage taxi drivers to take care of the commuters that they are transporting home, but also encouraging them not, to drive without taking a rest. So we are encouraging in this instance that, when drivers are driving long distance, at least they must take an hour or two after driving to just have that rest, because it's better to get home safer than to get there early and you're not in a good condition, as it were. So we are appreciative of this partnership with Santaco because we know that will make a difference on the road. But also coming back to us as liquor traders, we also are running initiatives that encourage our liquor traders not to sell alcohol to those that they have a reasonable apprehension that they might drink and drive. And we know that this is very difficult because consumers are not only buying at taverns, but they're also buying at retailers. But we are then hoping that in our partnership, not only with Santaco, but also with law enforcement officials, our initiatives will bear fruits at the end of the day.
Now, obviously, I understand the whole relationship between the Taxi Association and the liquor traders, right? Because sometimes, most of the time, actually, in South Africa, road carnage is caused by drunken driving. And this morning, there's my colleague, Peter Mutlodzi, he's actually my boss, who was saying, so people still get arrested for drunken driving. He doesn't even understand the concept of it all. Just tell me, how are you hoping that this yields results? Because at the end of the day, society will behave the way that it wants to behave.
Actually, the alcohol industry is fully committed to ensuring that those that are found or caught drink and driving actually full the face mat of the law. If you look at SAB, South African Breweries, for example, they have donated alcohol evidence centers. So these are trucks that enable law enforcement officials to quickly process the blood of those that are found, to have consumed alcohol whilst on the road. So this shows a commitment from our side. We do not want to sit at the corner as a liquor industry to say, the law enforcement must do its own thing. But we feel that we are actually part of the community. We are part of society. And our partnership with Santaco is actually a testament to that. If you look at Santaco at its peak, they transport 16 million people. And as taverns, for example, we have a footfall per month of between 8 and 10 million people. So we have a captured audience already of about 30 million people. So we need to make use of that opportunity, that captured audience that we have, to actually educate our patrons, our taverns, our taxi owners, our taxi drivers around the issue of drink and driving. But importantly, we need to contribute positively to society in our actions.
So you spoke about Hlokomela. I think that is your operation Hlokomela at taxi ranks, I believe, to check all these vehicles. How, I just want to give you the opportunity now for those who use taxi commuters who are preparing to head home to faraway provinces, etc., and sometimes even countries in the SADC region. Just an opportunity for you to empower them in terms of the questions that they should ask to drivers or the things that they should look out for before getting into a taxi.
So what we have done, we have appointed what we call Hlokomela road safety champions. So these are funded by Distel. So the questions are not being asked by commuters, but they are being asked by those champions that, we've recruited, and they've been given power and authority by Santaco to be able to stop a vehicle from leaving the taxi rank if it does not meet the minimum threshold of what is required as per the checklist. So the key things that we're looking at is does the vehicle have are the lights in good working condition? Are the tires in good working condition, for example? and also even the general condition of the vehicle, the seats, can the door close and open? Are the windows able to close and open? So those are the basic things that we're checking, but if not being interrogated, can cause serious accidents on the road, because we know that, as much as taverns, for example, are found to be putting, profits ahead of consumers, but also in the space of the taxis, there are those rotten apples, people that might want to take chances and put, the profits ahead of the lives of their commuters.
And that's what I was going to ask you, that this maybe will assist in terms of the reputation that both the liquor traders have, as well as the taxi industry has, in terms of preferring money or liking money over the lives of people and sometimes its own employees. Are you thinking of targeting other taxi associations as well to extend this further and to more than just December, maybe April as well, and the rest of the year?
So Santaco, as the body that has been almost given a green light to be the umbrella of all the taxi associations in the country, represent almost over 90% of the taxis on the road. This being made up of about 250,000 taxis. So this is an organization that is fully in a good space to be able to carry the conversation or the message around issues of drink and driving, but also importantly of road safety in general. But also I need to also highlight the importance of this partnership at an economic level. So in the Black Townships, the two only industrial sectors that remain are the taxis and the taverns. So it was important for us to actually partner, not just at the social level, but also at the economic level, because there are job opportunities that can be created, amongst the taverns as well as the taxi drivers, because combined, we employ over 500,000 people. So this is a sector that must also, be respected. And you make
millions of rands.
Yes, indeed. So they make millions of rands, but, the petrol prices have been a major hit for the taxi industry, as well as the load shedding being a major hit, for the tavern sector. But behind us, we were not complaining, we're forging ahead. These are two sectors that are very resilient in the country.